Stampers! Today we're going to make this ornament on the front of the holiday catalog. Isn't it beautiful? Now I went ahead and made this one. I guess it's been a while ago, but this one uses the crumb cake and the early espresso with the crumb cake scallop tulle ribbon. So what we're going to make the one on the front of the cover, and instead of using the old olive, I'm going to use the gumball green with the cherry cobbler. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so this video is going to be in two parts. So this first part of the video, we're going to go through all the pieces that you're going to need to assemble your ornament. And I figured there was two reasons for this. One reason is if you want to go back to video 2 to show you how to put the ornament together, it will be a quick reference, and then you won't have to go through all the steps on everything that you need. So I just broke it up into two. So what you're going to need first is I'm using the Very Vanilla cardstock, and you're going to start with the Ornament Keepsake stamp set, and you're going to use these two images. Okay, and then I'm using the cherry cobbler and the gumball green classic ink. So what I did is I went ahead and stamped on 4 pieces on the Very Vanilla. I stamped the larger ornament 20 times, and this panel is cut at 3 by 11, so you get 5 stamped images, and you want to space them somewhat a little bit apart so you can put your framelit on that and cut them without overlapping. And then the smaller ornament, this one, you're going to need 15, and I'm using the gumball green. So what I did is I just went ahead and stamped the remaining part of the Very Vanilla. Once I cut the 4 pieces, these were the remaining sections here, and this is cut at 2.5, so you'll see that's a little bit big. So you're going to need 15 of these and 20 of the larger. Okay, so now here's some other pieces we're going to use. We're going to use the cherry cobbler scalloped tulle ribbon, and you're going to need 5 pieces cut with 3 scallops each. So you'll notice there's 3 scallops here, so you're going to need 5 of those. And then I cut 5 pieces of the linen thread, and these are about 10 inches long. So we're going to show you how to assemble those in just a second. And then you're also going to need your silicone craft sheet with a hot glue gun. And then you're going to also need your multi-purpose liquid glue. Then you're going to need a 1 3/8 circle punch, and I'm just using cherry cobbler. You won't even see this when the ornament's actually put together. Okay, so I'm using the Candlelight Christmas designer paper, and you'll notice on the ornament there's this little rosette here in the center. So what I did for that is I'm just going to take the whole piece of the designer paper, and I'm going to score this. This is the 12 by 12, and I'm just going to score this every 1/2 inch. And then this way you can get a lot of rosettes from one piece of designer paper. So you'll just continue scoring all your 1/2 inch along the paper, and then you're just going to go ahead and cut 1 inch strips with that. Okay, so you got that. Okay, so now I'm going to use the large basic pearls, and you're going to need a large faceted button. Okay, and then I went ahead and stamped Christmas blessings, and this is from the stamp set called More Merry Messages. And I stamped that with the cherry cobbler, and I'm going to punch this out with the 2.5 inch circle punch. This is going to be for the back side. Okay, so now it's time to cut out each of our ornaments, and we're going to use the holiday ornament framelits, and we're going to use this one and this one. Now, there's going to be 2 different ways you can do this. Let me show you. Let me grab my Big Shot. Okay, so now the first way I'm going to show you, now my acrylic pads are loved. I use my Big Shot almost every single day. So as you can tell, my acrylics are kind of bowing in the center there. And even though I, alternate when I use my Big Shot, I flip it, it still gets a little curve on the acrylic plate. So if you have a brand new set of acrylics, you won't have to do it this way that I'm going to show you right now. So since my acrylics are a little curved, what I found is that when I use my framelits, I'm going to set my cardstock down and then put the framelits, and remember you're going to put the cutting edge down, and you're just going to line that up. Okay, so then once you get that lined up, then I'm going to take a Post-it note, and you're just going to line that right over top of the framelit. And the idea behind this is that once it's sent through the Big Shot, since my acrylics are curving, it doesn't move that framelit from the image that I want to punch out. So you're just going to put this in the Big Shot. Let me show you here. So then you would just remove your Post-it note, and then you get a perfect punched out ornament. Okay? So now let's say your acrylic plates are in really great shape and they're pretty flat. So then you can just go ahead and do both of your layers. You can actually do both of them with the Post-it notes too, but you're just going to lay both of your images onto, let me move this up here. Just lay both of your images onto your Big Shot. Line up your framelit. And then do the same with the little one. See, and then you can also take a Post-it note. Let me try this here. And just take the sticky part and put it right onto both of them. So then you're only running through the Big Shot one time for 2 times. Does that make sense? Okay. So then the Post-it note keeps it in place. So then it punches it out perfect. Okay? So those are 2 ways you can punch your little ornaments out. So you're going to do all 20 of the larger size and then 15 of the smaller. So go ahead and do that. Okay, so I got all of them cut out. I got 15 of the smaller and 20 of the larger. Okay, so first thing off the bat, we're going to set 5 aside because we're not going to fold those. Okay, so those are going to be for the back side of your ornament. But the rest of them, you're going to go ahead and fold them in half. Now you can score these in half, but I found that took too much time. So I'm just going to take my fingernail and just kind of guide the ornament, the paper, and just fold that in half. Okay, so let me do 3 of them because we're going to do this in sets of 3. Okay, and then you're going to take your bone folder, make sure you get a good crease there. Okay, and you're going to do the exact same thing to these, so let me go ahead and do those. Okay, so you're going to do your ornament in sections of 3. So these 3 are going to go together, and then these 3. And you're going to do all of them the exact same way except for these 5. So I'm just going to take the liquid glue, apply a thin coat of that on one side of the ornament, and I'm just going to layer it, lining them up, holding that for a couple seconds. So it should look like that now. And then we're going to go ahead and add another ornament to one of the sides. Okay. Okay, so then there's your ornament with 3 of the ornaments put together to make one little ornament. You're going to do the same thing with the smaller ones. Okay, so there's the green ornament with the 3 little pieces put together. So when you're finished, you should have 5 sets of 3 with the larger and the smaller. So once we get all our pieces made, this next step is optional. You don't have to do this, but it does add some sparkle. So I'm going to take the 2-way glue pen and you're going to outline all the edges of your ornament. So you just take your glue pen and just drag it around each side of your ornament. Then you're going to take your Dazzling Diamonds and you're just going to sprinkle that onto your glue. Glitter, glitter everywhere. Okay, so this step is totally optional. So if you want to add some sparkle, you can do that, or you can add some shimmer paint when we finalize putting the ornament together. So if you want to do the glitter, go ahead and do that. And then for the next thing, let me show you this linen thread. Oh my gosh, I got glitter all over my hands. Love it. Okay, so for the linen thread, you're going to need 5 pieces of the linen thread, cut at about 10 inches each. Separate them here. So you see that I got 5 pieces. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take your one piece and double it, and then you're going to double it again. And then you're just going to go ahead and make a knot at the end. Just slide that down as far as you can towards the end. Okay, so you're going to have your little loop here. And you're going to go ahead and do that to all 5 pieces. Do one more piece here. You're not even going to see that knot, so it's no big deal. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and do that. Then the last 2 things you're going to need is a piece of ribbon, and I'm using the Very Vanilla seam binding ribbon. This is going to be for your ornament holder. And then you're going to need a hole punch, and I'm using the Crocodile. Okay, so now it's time to move on to the second part of this video. We're going to go ahead and put the ornament together. So I'll see you over there.